So if you guys were wondering what the news I was talking about yesterday, well, it's actually not a news from the game. It's more of news from us. So ever since the release, it's been what, a week, and we've been working on an updated tier list as many really wanted and needed, I guess. So here we have it. So first of all, before I go into it, I want to thank my team, Triceratops, Double, and Rebecca too, for the Aniasukis memes during the conversation, for helping draft this first tier list we have for this new update. So let's get right into it. So if you're not familiar with our tier lists at Metahub, we have 6 different tiers. They are named Apex, Alpha, Survivor, Specialist, Hatchling, and Carcass. So what they each mean is Apex is your standard, the best tier, and then Alpha is the tier under it, Survivor's tier under it, Specialist is under that, Hatchling is under that, and Carcass is just the dinos you should never be using in any circumstances. So the first most notable thing you see from the last update or the last tier list is that the Carcass tier has shrinked a lot, actually. So in the last list we had like 6 or 8 dinos in Carcass, but now this time we only have 4, since this update just all around buffed so many dinos that not a lot of dinos really deserve the Carcass tier anymore. So we have Dracorex, Dracorex Gen 2, Irritator Gen 2, Stygimoloch Gen 2, and Suchomimus in there. Suchomimus is, still Suchomimus. It's got a little bit of buff, but it's still, it doesn't do much. Dracorex Gen 2, Stygimoloch Gen 2, same thing. They only have one move, which is Impact and Run, so you hit once and run. That's not very helpful. Irritator Gen 2 has Ready to Crush and Strike, so that's complete waste of Ready to Crush with its stats too. So that's Carcass, and I won't be going over every single dino. I will be doing that next week, as will the hub will. And so next year we got Hatchling. So I'm just gonna talk about some notable ones. So in the next tier we have Hatchling. So Alo's still there. Megalosaurus is down there now, unfortunately, since I like it a lot. The new Gallimimus is in there. Thing about Gallimimus and Ornithiomimus is Gallimimus doesn't have much to do off its evasive strike, unlike Ornithio, and Ornithio is way faster, which helps it a lot. And then let's move to Specialists, some notable ones, and Kylocodon. It's as good as it's not as good as Notapatosaurus. Its stats are really lackluster, but its moveset is great. It has long protection, and paired up with immunity means it can't be defense shattered while it has long protection up. So that really helps for it, but its stats just aren't there, so that's why we have it in Specialist and not in Survivor. You also see both Spinosaurs move up a bit, although they still aren't that useful in this meta, but they got a pretty sizable buff. The new Lethal Wound is an extremely good move, and Spino, the rare Spino in particular, he could stack a bleed on turn 2. Spino Gen 2 can stack bleed on turn 3. Spino Gen 2 also got Rampage, which really helps it out a lot. So that's why they both moved up to here. Wurosaurus dropped down here, which is very unfortunate. Its stats got nerfed. It didn't get spikes, and Kentro just probably is just a better option now. We also see Pyroraptor and Velociraptor down here. Pyroraptor is probably one of the worst raptors in the game right now. It does have that 129 speed still. That's good. Its damage, like all the other raptors, have been nerfed. Its armor piercing impact turned to impact, which is probably one of the worst moves in the game. Like it's not that bad, but it's certainly down there. It's not like pinning strike back bad, but impact is not a good move at all. All the other raptors like Utah, Charlie, they got critical impact, and like Delta, Echo, they got other things going for them. So Pyroraptor is definitely in here, although Echo is in here too. It did get a buff. It now has Pounce now, but its kit just doesn't help that much, and its 126 speed is not a really good speed for a raptor with the raptor stats. And Velociraptor is it was always a weak raptor, and now that countering other raptors isn't as important as before, it really loses its spot a lot. It really just doesn't see much play anymore, or it shouldn't see much play anymore. There's still a lot of people who use it who don't realize how just outdated this dino is. So next we move on to Survivor. Ankyntrosaurus is down here. That's kind of a surprise to most people. Ankyntrosaurus was one of the better dinos in last patch. Last patch the Sino hybrids were all pretty good. This patch they're not as good anymore. Anky is a new Sino. Ankyntrosaurus, the problem with it is it had a pretty bad stat nerf. It got its speed nerfed. It got its I think health nerfed too, or damage nerfed, not health. And now it just dies too easily without doing too much. That's its problem. It usually dies on turn 2, which is horrible for it. And the best it could do is just go for a 1v1. It rarely gets that next instant charge up anymore. That's very unfortunate. Another one is Gigaspikosaur. It got better. I could say that. It is better than Notapatosaurus, although both are in the same tier. Gigaspike is like higher survivor, but Notopato is like lower survivor. But Gigaspikosaur still doesn't do as much as the other tank. It's not investing over the other tanks like Trago or Stegod. So that's the problem with Gigaspikosaur. Ornithio Mime is a very interesting dino. It has a really funny kit. It's really fast. It could do like it could pull off some really interesting plays. So that's why this is up there. Sarcorixis and Iniasuchus. Ultimately, they're kind of in the same tier. The problem with Sarcorixis is it just dies too easily, and its speed doesn't help it either. But what it does have over Iniasuchus is its really high turn 3 damage output, which Iniasuchus just can't compare with that. Capra also got a boost since it's got a massive HP boost, and it got its moveset changed to an extremely good moveset right now. Coolasuchus is up here now. Nullifying is actually kind of decent in this meta, so it helps a lot. And if you don't have anything better, you could always use a Coolasuchus. In Alpha, we now have the Rex back in Alpha, since because of the tank meta, again, Rex does a lot of damage. It's a very reliable tank buster. So what you want to do with Rex is at least take out one of their Stegods or Trigods, and then that it should be dead after that, but that it does its job alright. Megalasuchus is down in Alpha. The problem with Megalasuchus is it wins like 1 or 2 important matchups, like the Indom matchup, but then like loses to like 50 other matchups, so it's really not worth using at the moment. Tyrannosaurus is really good right now with its lower speed, which is actually good for Tyrannosaurus. Higher HP, that is very good for Tyrannosaurus. It gives it very, very safe swaps. It's better than its higher speed, actually. It also got Superiority Strike, and that's really good. It still has Greater Stunning Rampage, one of the best moves in the game. So that's why it's still up in, it's now in Alpha now. Utah Rhinax and Utah Sinoraptor are down here, just because they can't do enough to defeat most of the most meta dinos anymore. Especially Utah Sinoraptor, it gets like 2-shot by it easily gets 2-shot by a lot of these tanks, so that's a huge problem for Utah Sino. Superiority Strike absolutely obliterates it. Rajasaurus is up here. Now it has long protection and extended critical strike, so that's an 80% crit for 4 turns. And it has the 4-turn defense, so that makes it really, really good. Brachiosaurus is up here, has extraordinary stats, actually. Bellow isn't that good of a move, but it has Superiority Strike and Rampage, so it could cycle between those 2 moves, which are both very good moves. Blue is the only pure raptor up here right now, so as like all the other raptors, it got nerfed pretty hard, but it still has its speed, and short defense makes it survive more longer, so it could get a second pounce off, and that does a lot of damage still, so that's why Blue is still up here. Ankyntrosaurus is in alpha. Unfortunately, it could be in Apex, but for what we have now, it's more of the higher alphas, unlike some other dinos like a Megalosuchus or maybe even Monostegotops. Let's see who else. A Utah Sino might be like lower or middle alpha. And Kytro is probably one of the better alphas. We got Post-Metrodon too in alpha. The reason why we couldn't put it in Apex is because it has Defense Shattering Impact with Ferocious Strike, which makes it, you know, that's a really big problem. Having Defense Shattering Impact with Ferocious Strike is just not a good combo. You lose all the advantages you get from Defense Shattering Impact, and then you have Ferocious Strike in there, so that's why it isn't as good as Triostronics. Spinotosuchus is down here. It's probably one of the, you know, lower alphas. Problem with it is it has a really good moveset, and as I said, Lethal Wound is a really decent move, and Wounding Impact is also a really good move. Critical Impact is always nice to have. It has really decent stats. Spinotosuchus still has good stats, but the problem with it is Superiority Strike just takes away all its power. Like Cleanse is just everywhere right now, and if you get cleansed, there goes all your wounds. Like really, it's not that Spinotosuchus itself is bad, it's just the meta hurts it a bit. And moving on to Apex, we have the new Diloranosaurus. I think this is pretty undisputable. Diloranosaurus has an extremely good moveset. It has really good stats too. It still has that good speed. It didn't drop that from the other, unlike all the other Hadrosaurs. Rajakylosaurus is in here. Rajakylosaurus got a pretty decent buff. It has now extended critical strike, which is not a bad move. Exploit Wound was also a decent move too, but personally, I would use your Anki DNA on Ankyntrosaurus instead of Rajakylo. Despite Rajakylo being so strong, the issue is that the Raja isn't that worth going after in comparison to Trichosaurus. Trichosaurus is an absolute beast this patch. It has 2 rampages. That is absolutely crazy. It has a counter too. Still has instant invincibility. It has great stats now. Speed is still slow, but you know, it dishes out so much damage, and it has so much defensive capabilities that it really doesn't matter. Triostronics is the, you know, must-have this patch. You have to have Triostronics, or else it's really hard to survive in this patch. The tanks, Stegodilus and Trigodiscus, you have to find a way to beat them. And Triostronics is your answer. It has immunity, so it can't get slowed. And then it also has that Ferocious Strike plus, or Ready to Crush, depends on the situation. And that Defense Shattering Rampage, it is an absolute monster. You have to have this dino this patch. It's really hard to survive without it. Trigodiscus got a huge buff. Its stats didn't get any nerfs at all. It now has Greater Stunning Strike. Well, it always had it, but you know, there was an error last patch about Greater Stunning Strike. And then it still has Rampage, and now it has Long Invincibility. Long Invincibility is extremely busted. It has, first of all, it has 0 delay, so you could just use it as soon as you want, and that's 100% shield for 2 turns. So you could really like have some fascinating outplays. I've had some extremely unbelievable outplays with Trigodiscus so far. I probably don't want to tell you guys this since it's such a good strategy. I don't know. I might. I don't know. It'll get out sooner or later. I'll tell you guys later. Magna Pyrator is great. It has immunity, defense shattering. It just does great against all these tanks too. It does what Triostronics does, but a bit more reliable. It's also really extremely hard to get. So Pyrator is also extremely good right now. It has 2 rampages. It is unfortunately susceptible to Superiority Strike, but when it isn't faced with Superiority Strike, it absolutely destroys everything. I don't think anything like survives Pyrator if it doesn't have Superiority Strike. Just 2 rampages. It's like fast speed. Really good survivability. It has Tracking Rampage on turn 1. Still has Ready to Crush. This is probably also a must get, but it's really hard to get because Irritator isn't the easiest dino to get at the moment. Indoraptor is still good. It has evasive stance right now, which I love. I absolutely love evasive stance. It's probably one of my favorite moves in the game right now. It still has its great stats, just got a little bit of a HP nerf, so it's not absolutely overpowered now. It is very balanced. It is still extremely strong. Indominus Rex also got a great buff. It now has 20% crit, it has 1 point speed, which is very important. So it matches up with a lot of its counters. So the Indominus Rex is really good right now. It also has the HP buff, which it really needed. So that helps it out a lot. The Stegoceratops also got a great buff. It's still one of the best dinos in the game. Still go for Stegoceratops instead of Monostegotops. That's Monostegotops is kind of a waste right now. Just don't go for it. Stegoceratops, if you just keep on leveling that instead. Tragodysis, Tricosaurus, Tricokylo. And I think I just went through all the Apex dinos. There's just so much to talk about these Apex dinos. I guess that's why I just went through all of them. Well, anyways, personally for my team, what I'm going for this patch is a Dilorano, Indoraptor, Indominus, what else? Tricosaurus, Stegodius, Trigodistis, Triostronyx, and Stegoceratops. So I already have Indoraptor, Indominus, Stegoceratops, Triostronyx, Stegodius, and Trigodistis, and I can create Ankyntrosaurus. In fact, I'm going to create Ankyntrosaurus right now. I'm just going to get this moving so I could get to Tricosaurus as soon as possible. I need that thing. That thing is absolutely... that thing's a monster. Okay, let me see. I hope I get good fuses on this thing, because it's going to cost a lot to make Tricosaurus. That's for sure. Ankyntrosaurus. See? Oh boy. Oh boy. It is beginning. 20, okay. That's good. That's average. More. Another 20. $40. Wow. Wow. We should be getting a 10 soon. Another 20. Okay, so I'm taking that. What if we don't get a 10? 30. Oh, we're getting super lucky on this thing. Okay, there's the 10. Now I feel more. I feel better. Another 10. Okay, now I'm not feeling as good. Alright, come on. 30. Okay, we're totally making this. And we still have quite a bit of... we probably could even level this up once, if we don't keep on getting 10s. Alright, here we have it, guys. Ankyntrosaurus. Ankyntrosaurus, or whatever it's called. Oh boy. It looks weird. That's for sure. Alright. Should we keep on going? Let's keep on going. Let's see if we get this. Oh, by the way, I have the exact same amount of Anky and Kentro DNA for some reason. Okay, this isn't good. 5 more fusions. Oh, we're 100% getting this over 17. That's 30. Let's get us another 20 and we'll have it. 20, we have it. That's level 17. And we have 2 more fusions for the next level, which is only 150. That's not too bad. Whoa. Coins. Forgot about coins. Okay, 20. Just give me one more 20, or over 20. And I'll be happy. Okay. Anyways, we have a level 17 Ankyntrosaurus now. So you are coming off. Bye-bye, Kiss. I'm sorry. But my team is almost complete. Almost complete. I'm getting there. The other dino I'm trying to get is Dilorano. Let's see how much I could get on this. I've been hunting dilos a lot. I really hope I can create this. 30. Okay, I need to get really lucky on this one. Okay, I'm probably not going to create this, let's be real. 90. Yeah, I'm not creating this in 3 more tries. 20. 2 more tries. Like, give me 100? 10. Okay, okay. We'll get it another day. Another day. Whoa! I think we only need one more Dilo. At max, 2 more. Oh my god. Whoa. Wow, this is great. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. As I promised, that was some pretty exciting news from Metahub. We now have the tier list, so you guys could start focusing on whatever you need to focus on and just read the list, and it looks pretty good. This meta looks pretty exciting. The must-get dinos for this patch are probably Stegodius, Trigodistis. You still need to get Stegoceratops. Indominus is pretty important. What else? Triostronyx is very important. If you don't have Triostronyx, go for the budget Triostronyx, which is Post-Metrodon. Stop using Raptors. Please stop using Raptors. Come on, guys. If you're watching my channel and you're still using Raptors, like, come on. If you're new and you thought that was useful, please consider subscribing. And we just passed 500 subscribers yesterday. That's huge. I'll see if I could do something cool for you guys for that. I've been thinking of something. Let's see if it's gonna work. So anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't have much for you guys tomorrow yet, but who knows, we might get surprised. Actually, I am expecting something for tomorrow, but I'm not super sure about that, so don't quote me on that. But tune in tomorrow and see if we do have something or not. I'll see you guys.